Debra Frost, 17, was last seen July 9th, 1984, in Salt Lake City at the Mountain Bell Plaza where her boyfriend worked. She told her boyfriend she was either walking or planning to hitchhike home and has not been seen or heard from again. Deborah was known to hitchhike often in 1984. Her parents say that she was a habitual runaway, and any time she was gone, she was typically at a friend's home. At the time she disappeared, she was currently living with her boyfriend and his family. Friends say that her and her boyfriend were in a happy relationship and that she was actually planning a surprise birthday party for him at the time she disappeared. The day after she vanished, she was also supposed to be on her way to California to stay with relatives in order to get away from unspecified problems in her life. It was reported that she was known to use drugs, but how frequently and how seriously she was involved with the habit is unknown. On July 9th, 1984, around 10 p.m., Deborah had been seen at the Mountain Bell Plaza with her boyfriend, and she told him that she was planning on either walking or hitchhiking back to his house on the 100th block of Montgomery Street. Investigators don't know whether she walked home or was able to get a ride, but they do know that she never made it home that night. It wouldn't be until 2011 when authorities would learn that Deborah had contact with police in Rock Springs, Wyoming on July 21st, 12 days after she disappeared from Utah. Unfortunately, we don't know the details about this interaction since the police records have since been purged. Authorities believe they can place Deborah 200 miles away from Salt Lake City in Wyoming on the 21st of July, and they have a theory on why she could have been in Wyoming. There was a man named Fred who was in his 30s in 1984 and was known to frequently travel between Rock Springs and Salt Lake City. According to a mutual friend, Fred did have a romantic interest in Deborah, but she did not share the same interest in him in that way. This friend states that they did see Deborah in Rock Springs with Fred and witnessed them getting into a fight, and Deborah left saying she was going back to Salt Lake City. Fred told investigators that Deborah was gone about 10 minutes and then he left to go after her, but by the time he went to track her down, she was gone. Fred and Deborah's mutual friends say that Fred could be very scary and that he once told a few of his friends that he had killed Deborah, and he claimed he was just joking. Fred died by suicide in 1995, and while investigators haven't named him as a suspect in her case, he is considered a person of interest. Deborah's family is still searching for her, and her case remains unsolved. If you have any information in Deborah's case, you are asked to contact the Salt Lake City Police Department at 801-799-3734. Please keep sharing Deborah's face in her case in hopes that we can bring her family some answers. Thank you so much for taking the time to get to know Deborah today, and don't forget, when you see those missing and murdered posts on social media, share, because every time we share a face, we get closer to solving a case, and I will see you all back here tomorrow for our last day in Utah.